You are watching SHOUTcraft, exciting entry-level esports commentary with myself, Totalbiscuit. Yes, indeed, folks, welcome to the Shakuras Plateau. Not your ideal holiday destination, but it'll do for the time being. We have Ducklord Ra in the red trunks, aka Whitera. He's going to be playing Protoss at the bottom left of the map versus his opponent, Catz from Team Roots. Yes, indeed. A entertaining player. He's in the yellow trunks playing Zerg today. What will we see from him? We've seen an awful lot of crazy nonsense from Catz thus far, including the infamous proxy hatchery. As to whether or not that's going to be happening, well, against Whitera, it might be a little bit risky, but then again, you never know. Unconventional play might actually help against the beast from the east. Gateway coming up right here for Whitera on 13 supply, playing nice and close to his chest for the time being. Scouts pass over and see what they can see. And Catz spots a fairly familiar build, no doubt. Has going to have a little nibble at the pylon. Not that there's anything going to be happening there. The simulator also coming up for Whitera right here. There's the quick expansion there for Catz into his natural. No big surprises there. Not really bothering as of yet. Now that he's scouted the gate on 13 supplies, thinking, yeah, should be fine. No problem at all. We'll get sorted out here and start our amazing mining operations. Love this map. I've seen some absolute amazing matches on it. Fantastic stuff. Violence, the likes of which you could never possibly comprehend, but you will, no doubt about that. Whitera setting up the Cybernetics core. Catz drone is still proving to be a little bit of a nuisance over there, and of course he started off with his spawning pool. We should look at things that are very vital, like the APM, ladies and gentlemen, because clicking lots makes you a great player. Trust me, that's the way that it simply has to be. Almost equal average APM of Whitera, sitting at 135, Catz at 145. Zealot on its way for Whitera as well. See what he can do maybe to fend that off. And he puts a forward pylon just at the ramp of his natural expansion there. Give him a little bit of warping option as well, as if he needs to build any kind of barricade, wall in, or anything like that, or indeed defend a Nexus that's going to go up in his natural expansion at some point. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for him at all. Catz with the single extractor. We'll expect to see perhaps going straight into metabolic boost, which is exactly what happens right there. So he's looking for some early speedling play. And his hatchery is complete. The question is, what's Whitera going to do to it? Well, right now, not an awful lot. Doing what he tends to do, which is, of course, he goes straight into a Zealot and then into a Stalker, throws a Sentry out for good measure, gets his Warp Gate tech on the way, just relying on a single gateway for the time being. His opponent not getting all that aggressive thus far, although that could happen, considering he already has 6 Zerglings up, 8 more on the way, looking to ram those down the throat of Whitera. We'll see how that works out. He's managed to scout it, though. He's seen what's coming. What is his response to that? Nexus coming up for him in his natural expansion. Stalker available. Also got his Zealot. Where is that Sentry? Sentry should be done by the time those Zerglings get in there. If you look at it, streaming across the map right there, folks, that is a stream of yellow death coming all the way into that. Builds gateway to create a minor blockade right there. A little bit of engagement with the Zealot. Managed to pick off a single Zergling. Drives them away. However, he's brought in the reinforcements, and he's got an awful lot more on the way. A lot of pressure coming in. Second gateway. There you go. There you've got the barricade. You got that nice little choke point right there. That Zealot's going to reap a terrible, terrible toll on the Zerglings of Catz. Oh man, that's gonna get absolutely messy. He manages to break his way through though, or does he? No, he doesn't. Just barely holds it off there with 28 HP from the Zealot. A deft defense there from Whitera. Catz runs in again with the Speedlings, tries to get around. Whitera said absolutely not, leaves a tiny little gap there, closes it immediately, charges in once again, still looking for that pressure on the Zealot. Zealot goes down, now biting into the Stalker. More pressure coming in right here. There's the force field to isolate them. Unfortunately, that probe is going to have to be a sacrificial lamb for the time being. Tries him again. Once again, this irrepressible aggression here of Catz, continuing to push in. Look at the amount of Zerglings he's got streaming across the map right there. Once again with the Sentry force field. Looks to try and block it off. Doing a pretty good job of it. That Stalker's falling down. However, that's a slip past there and straight into the mineral line is where they're going to go. Maybe not try to flag around and try and take out the sentries if he can, continue to apply pressure to the warp gates. It's not going to happen though. Plenty of range firepower available. Although I tell you for a fact, those sentries have energy drain. They're not going to be deploying force fields anytime soon, running the gauntlet once again. That's what Catz is planning to do. Although it seems like his attack is starting to peter off. If we have a look at his units produced, he's now going into drones, dumping out 7 of the things, and he's decided that no, that's not going to work. It won't. Whitera with an excellent defense there. And if we have have a look at units lost, he did a fantastic job. He lost 3 units for 38 and 950 minerals worth lost for Catz. So that early aggression could have worked, but it didn't, so he's going to have to switch around, see what he can transition into. Now, I have to worry a little bit about his economy right now, and there is a reason for that. He is 10 harvesters behind his opponent as a direct result of applying that early game aggression as much as he humanly, or indeed zergily, is zergily a word? It is now, possibly could. Whitera's got a response to that, no question about that. He's feeling pretty confident with himself, feeling pretty cool now that he's got that strong economic advantage over his opponent. He's pumping out the gateways, he's got a forge on the way as well, looking for upgrades. And, of course, if Catz decides to stick with the speedlings, they're going to be sliced apart by upgraded zealots. Got a lot of options, though, and that's not what Catz is going to be doing. He's going to be forcing his way into a lair, looking perhaps for some Mutalisk or Hydralisk play. And right now, Ra, however, has a potent force available. He's got 6 sentries, got great defense there on that expansion that he sorted out. I think he's even just walled himself in right there by dumping down a pylon. This is looking to be this decisive attack. He reckons he can take it there, overlapping pylons as a supply line as he goes through, supported by several probes to make that happen, as well as a little bit of additional firepower, scouted there by Catz. Catz sees what's coming. The question is, can he respond to it? That is questionable. Takes both Xel'Naga watchtowers, now pushing his way forward once again, looking to find a way into Catz expansion. What's he up against? Well, Catz is going heavy into spine crawlers right here. An awful lot on the way. The question is he going to have enough? 2 pylons coming up for Whitera, looking now to simply... He's got this Forbidden Kingdom thing going on right here. He's walled himself in. He's going to warp in all of his additional reinforcement units and rely for the time being entirely on Gateway. And I wouldn't really blame him for that whatsoever. He's got a good composition coming up. Those force fields will be helpful to block off the speedlings. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, looking to break that blockade. Lose the Stalker already, but here comes the firepower. 1 down. An excellent placement of force field right there, driving Catz away. Catz having to back the hell away with that, no question about that. Second spine crawler taken down for minimal losses from Ra. Ra continues to reinforce from the rear, pushes his way through right here, looking for the spine crawler. Can he get the spine crawler? Firepower coming down on it. It's bleeding heavily and down it goes. Continuing to take an absolute battering right there. Catz moves in with reinforcements, got a roach or 2 to help try and repulse that force, but I'm not entirely convinced. Ra's got him here as far as I'm concerned. So much more coming in. Economy way stronger than Catz as a direct result of that early aggression. Very sacrificial in terms of the amount of drones he was able to get out. Now slicing his way through the roaches. What's he got? Absolutely nothing. Cowering in the corner right now, trying to desperately to defend it, looking to get burrow tech. Not that that's going to help him too much because that hatchery is going down from range firepower. Ra playing very casually here. Doesn't really need to put too much pressure on the hatchery. He knows he's got this one. Additional reinforcements coming in for the rear. 2 Stalkers plus a Zealot, annihilating everything that Catz has got. Oh yes, there's barely any defense left on that one. 2 roaches. Good game, ladies and gentlemen. Ra takes the first one right here on the SHOUTcraft plateau with a deft defense, an excellent defense into a counter-attack that Catz simply couldn't handle.